So this is the last step on creating this, step 4. We're going to create this little shape in here, and we're going to emboss letters onto here that are going to be your initials. So I'm just going to show you the 2 different ways that I did this. Number 1, so I started with a plane that is just a little bit off of this bottom piece, which is where I created this shape. And I'm going to hit F7 like we did before, right click, slice graphics, and that's also F7, okay? Sorry it's so noisy in the background. So we'll do that, and then the last part is how to emboss this. We'll create another plane off of this up in the air, and we will create our text, and we will emboss it down onto this surface. Okay? All right, let's start that right now. Okay? So step 1, plane right here. We're going to drag this plane up. I mean, just a little bit. This is up to you. Pretty much everything from here on is sort of your decide, and you decide what you're going to do. So let's make this, I don't know, negative 0.01. That's fine. Okay? So then on this, I'm going to create a sketch. And remember, we're hitting F7 to slice the graphics. And you can also right click, and there's slice graphics here. Okay? So this is important for us to slice the graphics because we want to use this rectangle right here, 2-point center. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go like this. Boop. And I'm going to make this. I'm going to make this from here, the center, to here. I'll make this 0.1. And if you notice that it didn't come in through here, so I projected the geometry to this so that I could steal that. And just like we did with our constraints before, we're going to select here, from here to here. That centers it. And I'll do equal, and I'll make this line equal to that line. And boop, they're the same. Now I'm going to do a fun little thing here. I'm going to make this 0.025, and then I'm going to make this the same as that. That way, if I change it, let's say I want this to be 0.03, 0.03, it changes the other one as well, and that's fine. Whatever you want. Okay, so I'm gonna extrude all of this, and I'm gonna bring it. I want to bring it upwards, and I want to cut it. It doesn't really matter how high it goes, as long as it comes out of the object. Okay. And there's my little screw. So if you notice, it comes straight out. What I want it to do is I want this to come up, and I'm going to set it to a taper. And I'm going to taper this. Let's try. I'm going to start with a couple ones. I'm going to try 45. And you see, obviously that's too large. Let's go to 30. And I'll just come down from it until it looks right. I did that 10. Oops, not 310. 10. That looks okay. The one that I think I used is 10. I'll look here real quick. We used 10 in my other drawing. Okay. All right. So what that does is it opens it. so it looks a little bit more like an actual object. If I look at the top of this, you can see that it gives you a little bit of a space there. Now the last thing we're going to do is we're going to emboss our letters onto that. Let's do a little spring cleaning, and we're going to get rid of this sketch. That's pretty much done. This screw is done. We're just going to add our initials onto here. I'll start another plane. I'll start that plane from here, and I'll drag it up just like that. And what I want to do, if you see how it's blue, I want to create my plane from this one instead. Okay? And when you see this, hopefully it'll make a little bit more sense. When I drag this up, you see how, oh, it's still blue. Well, we'll try it anyway. It should be orange, but it's not, so that's okay. So we're going to start a sketch here. We're going to create our text like this. You can play with the height. I'm going to make my height 0.025 to start off with. I'm going to make this A for Aragi, or M. And that's probably a little too small. I'll make that a little bit bigger. I'll make this bold, and I'll double the size, 0.05. That's perfect. And I'll put Mr. Aragi. And I can just do this, Control C, Control V. I can put this here. Control V, I can put this here. I'll change this text to R, Mr. Oh, it's backwards. Oh, that's great. Oh well. I don't know why it's backwards. That stinks. Oh well. Obviously the M and the A are also backwards, you just can't tell, but I'm going to go to emboss, and I'm going to choose these, and I'm going to wrap to this face. Instead of wrapping to the face, let's just hit OK. And there we go. So these are obviously too big. We'll make, for our emboss, let's make this much smaller, 0.01. That's too big also, so we'll do this 0.001. And that's more like it. Alright, and then what you can do is you can change the colors of all of these things here. Turn this off. This is what you're going to look for in the end. Okay? And you're going to show me that you did that. And I'll show you just what this looks like in the end. Here is what it should look like when you're done. Okay? Very good.